Hey guys, my name is Dr. Sharnael, Wolverton-Sehon. I'm with Swiftfire. How is everybody here tonight? I am super excited because we are going to have a very special guest with us tonight, and it sounds like a dog because that is a dog. That's my Wolfberry. We have Annie with us tonight, Annie Hauser, and I'm going to bring you on the camera, adding you. We have a special treat to have her with us here tonight, and I'm also going to give out a couple giveaways for her to get on. If you do all the things that are down here, you gotta like this post, and you gotta add 4 people, tag them. And guess what? You can't tag people unless they're in the group. So make sure they're in the group, and you gotta follow Annie. Wait, she's over this way. You got to follow her on Instagram. You got to follow me on Instagram. There's just some basic 4 things to do, and then you might win. And what are you going to win? We are giving away I hope I say this right, Kunzea oil. Anybody have that? Hey, can you hear me, Annie?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, good. Okay, we're giving
Kunzea
oil, and I'm also giving away a free membership to one of my crystal and oils membership classes. So anyway, I'm so happy to see you, Annie. She is one of my absolute favorite diamonds, because what I love about her so much, I'm gonna cry. I don't know, I'm sure you guys do this too, but I get up to go see what she's posting. You guys need to follow her on Facebook. You need to follow her on Instagram. She is a hoot. She's absolutely all real, straight up hilarious. She's got real life. She has no excuses. She's cute, funny, all the things. So yeah, go to her Facebook and check her out, and then go to her Instagram. And also, I forgot to put in this link, I'm going to go back and add it, or maybe she can after. She's got an awesome book that I hope she talks about tonight. I haven't got to see it yet, but my team has all told me about it. They just told me since I posted this, so it didn't get here in time for me to even look at it. But if she did it, it's awesome. And also, by the way, if you have not seen her in the 12 Days of Diamond, that is where I absolutely fell head over heels in love with her, because her video there, you guys, if you haven't been there, run over there as soon as this is over and check that out. So hey, we got a lot of people on the call. Also want to give one more announcement before we get going. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central, I'll be on my personal page, and I'm going to have Robert Stevens with us. I think he's on here right now. So I'll give more information after this video right here on my personal page, and you guys can learn a little bit about Robert. So, Annie, I'm not going to mess up trying to take your time. I'm not going to mess up trying to take away. And I just want you to share. And I may have some questions and jump in. And maybe you guys have some questions that you pop up on the screen that I'd be happy to help and support by asking her. But can you just start and tell us a little bit about who you are, besides you love coffee and you love Target walks and all that good stuff. So tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, hey, I'm so excited to be here. I'm obsessed with all your groups, and I learned so much. So thank you so much for having me. Yes. I've also never done the split screen live video, and I feel like I keep looking in the wrong place. So bear with me. Okay, so I'm Annie Hauser. I live in Philadelphia with my husband, Chris. We have 3 kids. We have a 4.5-year-old son, a 1-year-old daughter, and we also have a 3-month-old foster daughter, and she's the sweetest. We're all obsessed with her. And I've been doing Young Living and essential oils now for 4.5 years, a little under 4.5 years. We totally fell into it. I thought that they were a total scam. I didn't understand how they actually worked because I hadn't had Young Living before. So once I tried Young Living, I quickly saw that I was so wrong, and they were amazing. And I jumped in pretty quickly to sharing about them just because I literally couldn't shut my mouth about them. They literally have changed our lives, and we have grown a pretty large local team to where we are in Philadelphia, but we also have a lot of people internationally too. We have a huge team in Mexico and Canada. So it's been amazing, and I've like this group of all of Team Young Living is really amazing because everybody is so supportive of each other, which I think is one of the biggest things um, that I'm passionate about is just the community piece and really just kind of growing leaders and empowering leaders and growing an amazing community. And that's what Young Living is.
Yes. And you do a freaking fantastic job, by the way.
Thank you.
We all really look to you. Like everybody, I mean, seriously, you are literally awesome. So tell us a little bit about, like, if you could give like three takeaways of how you're doing it, how you do it. I know one big thing for you that I absolutely adored is you're like, no excuses. You're just like,
Yeah.
do it, no excuses. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I think for me, if I don't just do something, I'm never going to do it. Like even this call right now, like we were just putting, I'm so excited to be here, but we're putting our kids to bed. My son was kept coming out of his room. The baby needed to eat more. I have not washed my hair in like 3 days. And I was like, well, I could take a shower or I could just show up and be me and just share. And I think that's like the bottom line is that for me, the biggest tip I can give anybody in anything is just showing up every single day and just being consistent about it and being yourself. Because in the end, people just want to connect with you as you. And you just have to really show up and be there and just really share your heart. And nobody really cares what you look like or if it's perfect or if you have a perfect shirt on or your makeup is done or your house looks clean. They just want the information and they just want to see that you're there and that you care about them. So that's a really big one that has helped me a lot is just showing up no matter what the heck that looks like.
Yeah, and you guys know, you may not know, but like, yeah, she's a great mom and's got a ton of kids and like doing all that, but she also worked full time has a business. She does hair. I don't know if you're still doing that, but I know you did for a long, long time. So I mean, that takes a lot of time. She's been in a apartment or a house that's 1,000 square feet. Is that true?
A house.
A
Our
house.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, what I loved about her sharing in the Diamond group, because I don't know about you guys, but we could all come up with excuses all day long to be like, well, I can't have people over because of this. Or like she said, whatever. And even getting on this call for me too, it's like 6:20, 6:30, and my daughter's calling from across town going, can someone bring me lunch like right now? And I'm like, I have a call in 40 minutes and I have to get links and I'm still doing all this stuff and like cooking something really now to go drive across town and get back in the rain. It's like, and I was still like, worst case scenario, I'll be in the parking lot and do this call in my car like I do van classes all the time, right? And so, yeah, you just go with it and you do it. And now you're building a house, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's so much of it is seeing the vision, like from the beginning. Like I still work at the salon. I co-own a salon and then I work there as well. I worked almost full time through Crown Diamond. Like we were Crown and I was still working like almost 40 hours a week. It was just when I was Crown at the salon, that I started to slow down a little bit. And even now, at Royal Crown, like I'm still there at least 10 hours a week working like at the salon doing things and finding time to do this business within all the pockets that I have in my day. And yeah, we have a tiny house. We have people live in smaller houses. I know it's 1,000 square feet. People live in way smaller houses and people have way more kids than we do. I totally get it. We are not special, but it is tight. And we do have dogs and kids and literally stuff overflowing everywhere. If I turned this camera around, you would be like, there are hoarders that have cute stuff, but like hoarders with cute stuff. So, I mean, the reality is like I still have classes here. I still have meetings here. We had one meeting, it was a business meeting where literally there were people in my bathroom watching, like standing in my bathroom, listening to our business meeting. And I was embarrassed for like a little, but then I just realized like what a cool thing to show people that you can literally do this no matter where you are, where you live, what your house looks like. People don't care. They just want community. they just want community. I mean, I think if one more person had walked in my house that day, I would have cried out of embarrassment, but I got through it, and it was actually, it's like one of my favorite stories and our team's favorite meetings to this date, because we literally packed my house out. Um, so yeah.
So I hear you talk a lot about community. And even in this conversation, I keep hearing that theme. What does community mean to you? Like, how do you create that culture or that community? And what are some steps? Like, what does that look like?
I think it's so much just like come as you are. Like people just want a place where they can be themselves and feel like someone cares about them and feel like there's someone in their corner and feel like they just have a place to be. Um, so how we've created that, I don't know that we necessarily did it intentionally, um, but it's truly just show up like as you are. Like there's no rules, there's no expectations um, for our for a class, for our team, for whatever. We're not like hard, there's no like big hard rules. It's just like come as you are, be kind. And all of Team Young Living, like when we have rallies or meetings, like we invite other people from Team Young Living, like open handed, open arms. I think the more that you like grasp onto things tightly, I mean, it's such a cliche, but you lose them literally. So the more you're just kind of like, everybody come as you are, come hang out, let's learn together. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, let's not be perfect together. People flock to that. Like truthfully, like I said, I don't think that I intentionally set out for that. It just happened to um to kind of go that way because I'm a hot mess and everyone else is a little bit too. So
Yeah, I think too, like I know some people will say like, oh, well, I have to go get these credentials. I got to go take these million zillion classes before I share or talk to someone. I got to read 59 books, and they collect all these books in these classes and they're not doing anything. And it's like,
yeah.
When I teach, I on purpose teach and read straight out of a book because I'm like, I choose for everyone to see this, especially because I am a doctor. Some people go, well, she's a doctor, da da da.
Yep.
But, forget it. I'm reading out of a book. And if people come ask me, well, what do I do about blah, blah, blah? Did you look in the book? Did you look in the book? Because if you are the expert and you do have it all together and you just give away all that information freely, then people will keep coming back to you for every little single thing. And I know your heart is to empower people to do it on their own and to be their own. I mean, independent distributor is for a reason. It's because you are an independent distributor. And yet, a lot of times people will blame their upline or their downline and go like, oh, well, she doesn't help me enough, therefore I can't do it or cancel or whatever. And it's just like, guess what? It's your name on the paycheck. It's your business. And so what do you say to that? How can you speak into that as far as any kind of lame excuses, that kind of stuff? Like, I'm sure you've heard it all too, right?
Yeah. For sure. Yes. I mean, the thing is with this business, we have so much. We are given so much just by Young Living alone. They give us so much. Like no one can want this for you more than you want this for you. You can have the most amazing upline in the world who has perfect pictures and graphics and classes and templates for you to use. But if you don't want it and you don't see the vision, you're not going to use them. It doesn't matter. And you can have, you can have someone who doesn't have as much, for no other reason other than that they don't have to. You're your own independent distributor, and you can still freaking kill it. There are Royal Crown Diamonds that have killed it, like with creating all that stuff themselves. You have to be the leader that you want for your people. It is literally no one's responsibility but your own. And if you want it bad enough, you will create it. And you don't have to be an expert. I think the more that being an expert is super cool. I love listening to experts and learning from the experts, but I'm not an expert, so I'm sure as heck not going to pretend to be one. And I think it's totally okay during classes to say, kind of how you were saying, I actually don't know the answer to that, But I'm going to look it up in this awesome book because this book has the answer. So let's look it up together and teach people that, you know, where to find the information. I think that goes for our members, teaching them to be empowered, and our business builders. Like this, you have to see the vision. And if you don't see the vision, no one can help you. You have to
Yeah.
see it. This is life-changing, literally life-changing. You can change your life in 10 years. You can change your life in even 20 years. Like, where the heck would you be in 20 years? Everyone who's watching this, stop and think 10 years, 20 years, 5 years. Like, where would you be if you just really hustled for this? I mean, hello, what other opportunity can give you what this can give you? It's mind blowing. Once you see it, you will literally run through a brick wall for it.
I love it. And you know what's cool is there are people who are on this call, who are on this video or whatever, who just got in like a year ago or 6 weeks ago or whatever, or maybe you're not even in. And then, you know, sometimes when you're introduced to this, you're thinking, well, I didn't get in. I heard someone just today say like, well, I'm kind of late to the game, so I'm probably not going to make it to the top, or, you know, whatever, whatever. What do you say to somebody who says something like that?
So, okay, so we're, just as an example, so we're Royal Crown Diamond. In a 10-minute radius, we have a Crown Diamond and another diamond. When I go grocery shopping, wouldn't you think, oh gosh, their market must be saturated. They must not have any more people to enroll. When I go to the grocery store, I see like no one from my team, maybe one person, maybe. My kids' school filled with people not who have no clue what oils are. You know, I like, until every single place you look is someone applying stress away, like girlfriend or guy friend. Like, that's crazy talk. There is so much out there. There's so much more work to do. There's so many more people that need to be introduced to oils. Like, it's like actual literal crazy talk to think that. Like, there are so many people just in my small little world that I look around thinking, you still need oils, friend. Like, badly. You will feel so much better.
Yes.
Really. And you know, oils are so much more mainstream now, you know? Like, we see them in Target, we see them in wherever. That's a good thing, because that's almost making it one step easier for us. It's making it more mainstream. It's not looking so like, oh, what are those people with those weird plant juices on them? This half the step, the interest is done for you. Now it's just educating on why Young Living is the absolute best. So once people understand, like, have a little inkling on they want to learn about oils, I mean, then it's just easy, because to teach people about Seed to Seal and Young Living. Once you understand it, I mean, there is no other option. Once they try them, I mean, it's like mind blowing, you know? So there's so much more work to be done. There's so many more people that need oils that we need to help.
Yes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diamonds in our area within a 30-minute drive. And yeah,
you got it then.
I'm still, yeah, the same. It's like there's still so many people that, you know, we do get to be able to speak into and to help. And not to mention that, but I know you're a big social media. I mean, you got thousands of people following you on social media. I doubt they're all from your little town, right? I mean, that's the thing. How do you have a market in Mexico and all these other places, Canada, but social media? So share a little bit about social media and how that's helped you.
Yeah, so the amazing thing with social media is, I mean, like you said, you can reach so many more people. People that you didn't even realize you clicked friends with on Facebook 10 years ago. And those are the people that pop up when you're consistent and you're sharing consistently and you're sharing from the heart and you're sharing and you're being yourself. Those are the people that you haven't talked to for 5 years that randomly pop up and say, hey, so I've been thinking about getting oils and you seem like you know a lot about them. So, like, can you tell me about them? I've enrolled people who I literally was like, I have not seen you since 8th grade cheerleading practice, and I didn't even know we were Facebook friends. But how the heck are you? And I'm so happy to see you. And they're some of my like best business builders now because it's, again, social media, it's amazing, but it's, you have to be consistent and you have to be real and you have to be yourself, because you can get on social media and just do it all wrong, and come off as inauthentic and come off as preachy and come off as salesy. But if you just get on there, be consistent, be yourself, and really share what you've been learning, people don't necessarily always want to hear like the they don't want to be preached at, you know? They want to just kind of hear what you're learning and they want you to take them on that journey with you. And when you do that consistently, I mean, social media, that's I definitely, I've enrolled maybe 300 people, and I can promise you, I do not personally like, I'm not personal besties with 300 people. It was through social media, through being consistent, that I enrolled that many people. I'm an introvert. Like, I'm in my bed right now
And
at 8 o'clock. So,
you're so cute. I love you so much. Yeah, and I'm sure like the people I know that have come on our team too, it's the same thing. Isn't it weird how they've been creepy crawling, like watching you for like a
yeah,
year or something, and they'll even tell you, well, I've been watching you for a year and I just finally decided I'm going to jump in. And you're just
yeah,
like, really? A year? Or there's been days when I didn't post for like a day or two, which is not normally me. And literally, I didn't post for like a whole day. And someone actually contacted me and said, hey, just checking if you're okay. I haven't seen you post or whatever. I'm like, oh my gosh, people really are watching you too. People are
they're
watching
watching.
everybody who's on this thing.
Yeah,
So it's really important that we stay positive, that we stay real, you know, all
yeah,
of those things. And truth or false, aren't most of the diamonds who are technically now diamonds and super fast diamonds too, aren't they using social media? Like, you've been on
yeah,
all the trips, and what are you hearing? Like, people, that's how they get people, right?
for sure. Yeah, I mean, social media is, it's amazing. I mean, it really is. So, yeah, social media is where it's at for sure. I
Yes.
love the
And
connection of doing things in person. I think there's such value to that, doing things in person and inviting people into your home and sitting at a kitchen table with someone. There's such value in that in so many ways, especially with what you can speak to. But the social media piece, like it for growing and growing quickly, I think like nothing can beat the fact that literally we're across the country and staring at each other on a little screen. You know, it's pretty amazing.
yeah, yeah. And tell me, how many classes do you do a month? Like, whether it's online or video or real life, like what would you say an average person should shoot for if you're actually going to do something, or do you do it differently?
I mean, when I was really like hardcore, like running, I was doing like at least two classes in person a month, probably four online, like tons of live videos. I mean, just the more the better, honestly. Like, I mean, I did a ton because the reality is like there's always someone who is going to watch them and going to see them. You might not you might not have 9 million people come to your online class, right? I've done a million online classes where like one person showed up.
Thank you.
But yeah, but people see that you're doing a class. People see that you're educating, that you're passionate. They might not click like, they might not join, they might not comment, but they're watching you. So the more that you're educating, it does not matter how many people show up. It's the consistency and that people are seeing that you're the person to come to when you want education. I've had a million classes where no one showed up, like a ton. And you know what I do? I take a picture and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I just had an amazing class. It was so fun and awesome. And post about it. You don't have to say by myself with my dog. Like, you can just share that you're educating, right?
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so as many classes as you can manage, probably do more.
Live.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
The famous Melissa Hoping is calling me right now. So, hey, anyway, so yes, you're right. And I think we've all been there. I think there was even like a live group discussion on this as far as like in the Diamond group where people were like, what do you say to people who only have like nobody show up or whatever, whatever. And they said on the scale, if anyone's ever had a class where you haven't had people show up, please say something. And didn't everybody, like literally multiple people were like, all the time this happens. It's not because you're a star or a distributor. It just happens anyway. It's part happens. Of the thing. Yes.
People are watching. People are always watching. They're watching your consistency is what they're watching. They're seeing how consistent you're being. If you post about oils and share about this life for a month or 2 months, and then you go, oh, well, nobody's commenting. So you fall off the face of the planet. Now, all those people that were secretly watching you, they were secretly watching you. Now they're just thinking, oh, well, now she stopped posting, so maybe they don't really work. Maybe she was just doing that to try and make a buck, whatever it is. Like, you have to be consistent. You have to just keep going because there are people watching all the time that do not say anything. And if you're truly passionate about this and truly loving Young Living and being a product of the product, you'd be sharing about it anyway, right? Like,
absolutely.
I can't shut my mouth about the way that our life has changed from these products. So I would do it, anyway, for sure. Yeah.
Well, talking about being consistent and using social media and or even being live, have you ever had people who you watched them and they were like in one thing 1 week and then they're in another thing the next week and then maybe a month later they're in the new thing? And have you had or experienced that with anybody in your team maybe where they're like, oh, now they're selling like leggings or the things or whatever? And what do you say about that? Like what can you share in your history about that?
You are never going to truly look authentic and truly be authentic when you're putting your eggs in 9 million baskets. I mean, again, it's so much about the trust piece and the consistency piece. And if you're constantly bouncing from thing to thing to thing, every single person that you're trying to build trust with, because this business is about relationships, right? Like, it's about relationships. So if you're constantly bouncing from thing to thing to thing, all your people that you're trying to build relationships with are just thinking, oh, well, I guess oils didn't work for her, so now she's going to go sell and talk about toothpaste. And then, oh, the toothpaste must not have worked. That seemed toxic, but she was talking about these really healthy oils. I'm confused. Now she's selling leggings. Like, you can support your friends, right? Like, you can buy things from your friends that do other businesses. I have a ton of friends that do other businesses. I freaking love supporting them. Like, I love that. But like, to bounce from thing to thing to thing, you cannot do 12 things amazingly, but you can do one really well. You can really show your authentic self and really have people trust you and really want to be a part of what you're a part of when you're doing something, again, consistently. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. You have to be consistent in everything.
Yes. Okay, I have 2 more questions and then I want you to share about your book because this is really important.
Oh,
but
yeah.
2 things is, how do you like get your people excited and like, do you do contests or incentives or things like that to get, like, whether they're your leaders or whatever? Do you do retreats? What are some ideas that we can glean from you? And because you did it really well, like, you are doing it.
Thank you.
You have that community, you have that culture, like, people choose to be with you for a reason. So like, what is that? What do you do?
So okay, I feel like there's 2 parts to that. So the first part, do I do giveaways and stuff? I do, but you don't have to. I do because I love giving things away. I love shopping a lot. So it's kind of like a buy one for you, one for me. Like, so I like to do that. But I love giving gifts. Like, to me, that's my love language, is giving gifts. So we do a ton of giveaways. we always make sure that when we run incentives, they're based on two things, which is bringing in new members and showing people the value of transfer buying in ER. So if an incentive doesn't either bring in new members or get people on ER and understanding transfer buying, then we don't do it. Like, to me, doing a big incentive to just bring, like, you know, some quick OGV isn't sustainable for me. So I would rather make sure I'm bringing in new people or teaching transfer buying and essential rewards. So that's really important. And then the second piece to it, wait, hold on. What did you ask me? Hold on. I had one more thing I wanted to say about that.
Incentives or things to get your people excited
Yes,
for treats.
thank you. Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. People are excited about what you're excited about. Like, if you get excited about something, your people will also be excited about it. I was in a group the other day, I don't even know what group it was, and somebody was saying, like, I just feel discouraged because I'm not loving, I don't even know, I literally can't remember what it was. Let's just say I'm not loving the new product. So my people don't love the new product. I feel like no one's excited about it. Like, nobody's into it, nobody's buying it. And I said, well, do you like it? And she was like, well, no. I'm like, well, do you talk about it? She was like, well, no. I'm like, well, no wonder no one likes it and no one's trying it and no one's excited about it. And just because you don't like something, who are you to say that 50 other people, that's not going to be their favorite thing in the world? Like, it just seemed crazy to me to not share about something based on, like, your personal feelings about it. So I'm really big on educating about everything. I especially make sure to educate even about products that are out of stock, because they're really important products and there's a reason that they're out of stock. So we need to learn about them. So when they come back in stock, our team knows to grab them. The worst thing in the world is when an amazing product comes back in stock and I haven't educated about it because I don't know about it. It comes back in. By the time I figure out it's great and tell my team, it's gone again. And then I feel bad. So I've really learned to, like, educate about everything. Like, it's not up to me to decide what is going to change someone's life and what is going to add value to them. So I educate about it all and I make it fun and I make it sound like me. And I get really freaking excited about stuff. And when you're enthusiastic, everybody else is too.
Awesome. Well, and you kind of touched on my second question, my last question that I was going to come up with, and that is about the transfer buying and the ER.
Yeah.
So can you explain for people who don't even know what that means, like, and why Essential Rewards is such a big, cool opportunity for everybody?
Yeah, for sure. So we educate so hard about Essential Rewards because it is such a no-brainer. Like, you are getting so much back. It's one of the most, like, I can't believe even the way that Young Living gives back. So you're getting so much back in terms of percentage. You're literally getting money back, store credit. Then you're getting all this free stuff for things that you are already buying. Like, that's the concept of transfer buying. You're not spending more money. You're spending it in a different place. We are all spending $50, $100, $200, $300, $400 on things for our home every single month. Whether it's your deodorant, your face wash, your stuff for your dog, stuff for your baby, your supplements, your pancake mix, your cereal, your cleaning supplies, whatever, your oils. That's like, that even is such a small part of it. You're already buying all that stuff and you're not getting, hold on, pause. You're not getting 10, 20, 25% back on it. You're not getting free stuff, and it's probably got ingredients that are harmful to you. Whereas when you're buying from Young Living, it's not only non-toxic, but it also has essential oils in it. So you're helping your health while you're keeping the crap out. Like, it's such a no-brainer. And it shows up on my doorstep. I don't even have to leave my house. I don't even have to put clothes on or, like, wrangle my children. They just come to my house. Like, it is a total no-brainer. So that's what we teach. Like, if you were not on ER, I don't even know why you were making life hard. Like, oof.
Yes, because we already get 24% off as a member.
Yep.
But if you're doing Essential Rewards, like she said,
Mm-hmm.
you can get 10%, 50%, up to 25%. So really, it's like almost 50% off everything.
Huge.
And I mean, free stuff is pretty cool, not just in the promos, but then using those points to buy free stuff. So you incorporate that in your incentives and say, like, you know, however many people get people on ER this month, that kind of thing. And then just say, we give a, you know, we're doing a drawing or we do whatever, or is that what you mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We typically will do stuff like for our members, like anybody who gets on ER that month gets entered to win something. Anybody who does like 300 PV on ER that month gets 2 entries. Like we kind of just make it really fun and do something different every month. This month we're giving away like 12 diffusers. It'll be really fun.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
that's
pumped.
Amazing. Awesome.
I'm pumped to give stuff away.
I know I said that I was only going to do that last question, but I'm going to just throw one more at you before you talk about your book. I want you to just name your top 3. This is going to be super fun and easy. Your top 3 supplements, and just a quick, like top 3 supplements.
Okay. All right. Mineral essence. I love mineral essence. It like saved me when I was pregnant from like it helped me sleep and with, you know, calf, like keeping my calves all nice and stretched out while I was pregnant. So mineral essence, Super B, like gives me life, like actual life. And I mean, it's so Ningxia, right?
Right.
Like Ningxia.
Awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
Without Ningxia, I just don't feel as amazing as I do with Ningxia. And all my kids get it too. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I like to take the Ningxia packets and stick them in the freezer, and then I just snip off the top, and then the kids eat it like a popsicle. They love it that way too. So it's like it's a treat. Yes.
It is a treat.
Yeah.
So good for you.
So tell us about your book before we get going here. I'm going to have I have your link, and I'm going to pop it in here right when we're finished. So you guys who are still with us and who are going to tag your people and get them in, and you're going to follow her on Instagram, you're going to do all that stuff. You can also have the opportunity to get this freaking awesome book. Colette, who's on the call, actually has been raving about it. She is one of my golds, and she has posted it all over. She's going nuts about it, totally ape crap about it. And
that's so sweet.
Yeah, tell me. I want to know. I'm excited. I'm
proud
of you.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks. So it's we created a handbook, and it's I think it's almost 70 pages, and it's really, I wanted it to feel like something that you could put on like your coffee table, and it looks really, really pretty, and it would make someone who knew nothing about oils want to pick it up and maybe not necessarily know that it was about oils at first, but just think it was a cool book with really pretty pictures. But in it has kind of like our top 20 something oils that we absolutely love, how to use them with kiddos, how to use them with pregnancy, babies, ways to stay well, supplements. The starter kit is it's not all listed out. So it just talks about how the starter kit is the best way to get started without actually listing what's in it, because things change all the time, and I really wanted this book to be timeless and feel like you can use it no matter what happens with the kit. And it's really just like filled with every single little bit of information, a small snippet that someone would need to know. We talk a little bit about sharing, a little bit about the business, and it's a really good, like, short but comprehensive guide for everything that I think a new person really wants to know, in a really pretty, beautiful way. That's my dog, just so you know. If you hear crazy noises, that's my dog.
That's okay.
Happening over there.
So
yeah, I'm super excited about it.
What's the name of your book?
It's called just The Book. It's the Modern Handbook.
Isn't that cool?
Yep.
I love that.
Yep.
I just had to have you say that.
Thanks.
There's like 3 or 4 people going, what's the name? What's the name? What's the name?
The book.
Yeah.
It's called The Book.
Isn't it just...
So when you say it, go look in the book.
Go look in the book.
You know?
That's all you got to do.
Book.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I love you.
You.
I appreciate you. And I'm
Oh my
going
gosh,
to
I love
post
you.
this in here. Are you going to Spain? Will I see you in Spain?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hug you. I'm so excited.
We're going to Spain, you guys. Not only is it really super cool about everything we get to do daily, I saw her post yesterday. where she was like, I'm on the couch, I got my dogs around me, I'm drinking coffee, I have a baby on my, on my chest, and this is how I work with from my phone every day. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in my pajamas right now. I am in my ranger thing. My son-in-law is a ranger, and we just came back from seeing him, and cats on every corner, and
I'm in my literal bed. Bed.
Yeah, and those of you who know me, again, with the no excuses, sometimes it's so loud in here with 5 kids and 4 dogs and 8 cats because I'm a foster mom. Foster mom of animals, not children. I know you foster.
That's awesome.
That I literally have to get in my van and drive at the end of my driveway. I don't like drive around, but I'll just sit at the end of my driveway because it's quiet. And I do classes in my van, so you guys do this. Like, anyone could do this. But check out her book. Check out all of her everything. Go to her 12 Days of Diamond, please. I'm telling you, if you love this, and I know you do, you're gonna really love that too. And go to her Facebook, get her book, and do all the steps here. And again, you might win. I'm giving this away because I like giving away stuff too. You guys know my giveaways, and I'm giving away a crystals membership. I have a class and a membership that teaches how crystals and oils work together in frequency. And know whether it was in the Bible or not, like God made it for us for a reason, and they all work together, and it's super cool. And so I'm going to give one away, like free, and I normally charge. So that's going to be cool. And then don't forget, tomorrow at 1 o'clock on my personal page, I'm going to have Robert Tennyson Stevens, and we're going to talk about conscious language and some things coming up that I think are really going to be helpful for you. So, Annie.
Thank you.
I will
Thank
see
you
you
so
in
much. I appreciate you.
Thank you for your time. Go back and be with your kids and your baby. And I know you're busy, so thank you so much. I really, really, from my heart, appreciate you. All right, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
We love you. Take care. Send her some love for being with us tonight. All right. Bye.